Today's show brought to you by HP. So for those of you outside of the US, recently after a couple of delays and government legislation and intervention, this country moved from analog to all digital television broadcasting and consumption all the time. So no more kind of, bunny, is this the rude one?
Rabbit ears.
Yeah, no more rabbit ears anymore. Everything is coming now through a digital signal. And what was amazing to me, and I mean really, really amazing to me, was an article that said 1.7 million consumers in this country, out of a population of 220 to 30 million, but 1.7 million human beings in this country were not ready for this transition. Now you had all of the networks, you had all of the broadcast networks and cable networks talking about education. You had visit our website for more information. You had walkthroughs and demonstrations on air. You had, I'm sure, brochures and direct mail and point of sale and all the different ways to educate. And yet 1.7 million consumers were just not ready. So presumably when the switch came, they had nothing to watch, just the snow on their screen. And I think the implication here is actually a very simple one, which is, on one hand, we tend to underestimate our consumers. We tend to insult them and exaggerate using hyperbole, using all the bunnies and puppies and babies and birdies and sex and all the hyperbole associated with 30-second spots, etc. And generally my message is don't underestimate your consumer. They're a lot more intelligent than you think they are. They can make their minds up for themselves. You don't have to spoon feed them. But at the same time, or today, I'm giving you a slightly different message, which is let's not get too far ahead of our customers. So the other night, I happened to glance at the Teen Choice Awards, making sure that it was safe and suitable, almost it was, for my kids. And the first award was a Twit of the Year. And they spoke about Twitter and, Shaq was up against Ellen, who was up against A+K, Ashton Kutcher, etc., etc. And I looked at this and I thought to myself, guaranteed 85 or 90% of people out there have no clue what the hell these people are talking about. It just seemed so silly, so dumb, so far ahead of the curve that it actually was over the top. Remember, again, this is a country where millions of households had 1200 flashing on their VCRs for the longest time. This is a country, it's not to say that this is a bad country or that consumers here are any dumber than any other country. All countries are the same. But in the US, in this progressive, technologically advanced society, 1.7 million consumers were unready to switch over to just literally plugging a cable into the wall. So when you're thinking about those Twitter strategies and those Facebook fan pages and all the other stuff, just remember that. That's all I'm saying. Don't, underestimate the intelligence of your consumer, but also don't overestimate how technologically advanced and adept and maybe just ready they are or comfortable they are to use the same tactics that you feel a little bit more comfortable using to basically reach, connect, and build relationships with them. So that's it at Jaffe Juice on Twitter, for those of you that know what Twitter is.